Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios in Bedford, Virginia, you're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness with your host, Bryan Schley.
I think you could just play that for just over and over. Anyway, you're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness. This is your host, Bryan Schley. I'm here with DW.
Hello.
And you bring it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm bringing. Not today. I had my second vaccination shot. I feel
that's right. How do you feel?
Man, yeah. Give us a play-by-play.
Give us a vaccine update.
Yeah,
I feel like somebody beat me in the arm with a bat.
Oh, no.
Okay, but you don't have any of the bad.
I'd feel real tired.
Okay.
Well, I'm a little grumpy, according to my wife.
A lot grumpy.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yes, better believe it.
And how's this different than any other time?
Yeah.
He's usually
I feel like Steve
not
Rush
grumpy.
looks.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Oh, Woody, here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, welcome Woody to the show.
Yep, I'm finally here. I showed up.
All right, so like always, we'd like to thank our sponsors, CS Business Services. They are your place to call with all your business problems. They can solve them. State Farm, like a good neighbor, David Honaker, our local agent, is there. And Grizzly Garage Doors. Grizzly Garage Doors will take care of all of your garage door needs. And Steve and Judy Rush with Citrus 21 All Services. Steve and Judy are your local real estate agents that know Bedford and can help you sell or buy a home or property. Mm-hmm. So, start off with a little bit of sad news. For those you listening, you probably know already. If you do not, Zach Black passed away yesterday. Zach Black is the father of the mayor, Tim Black. So we would like to send our condolences to the Black family. I've known Zach, I don't know, probably 10 years going off and on. Zach and I went with Tim to a couple JMU games. Anyway, Zach always had a smile on his face. He was good fella. And
I think most people, if you're local in Bedford, if you didn't know him from him teaching at school or being a principal at school, you probably crossed paths with him with the recreation department, coaching Little League. He was big into that. So
yeah, exactly. So we would like to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. On to trivia. Maybe I said that a little too fast. We're moving on to trivia.
sponsored by Grizzly Garage Doors. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Where can you go find a reliable garage door? Central Virginia area looks to Grizzly Garage Door LLC. Jed is a veteran of the military and provides exceptional service for both residential and commercial. Grizzly Garage Doors is your place to go when you want the best. If you're building a new home and you're not sure what type of door is right for you, go to grizzlygaragedoorllc.com. They have new doors, existing door repair, replacements, and they also have emergency service capabilities too. Give them a call, 434-277-2765, and tell them you heard about it on here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so in honor of St. Patrick's Day, which happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, I have a trivia question. Again, I have a trivia question, and it's during the trivia segment.
Is that like a clue?
Hold on 1 second.
What in the world? Hey, let me do it for you.
Oh, wait, no.
Let me say it a little louder for the people in the corner.
Oh, anyway, there we go.
God, I told y'all, I warned y'all I was slow today.
Wow. This Life, Liberty, Happiness is produced by Watts Creative.
No, if you could not promote that today.
Anyway,
A little slow one. You know, I heard Woody, it takes him an hour and a half to watch 60 Minutes.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, the trivia question today. So, by the way, nobody got last week's trivia question right, so we'll move on to this week.
Okay.
What is St. Patrick's given birth name? Did you know this?
Ron Brown?
No.
No.
Is it Saint?
No, it's not. So, our phone lines are open. You can contact the show at
540-712-6221.
And he's on it.
and he's on it today. So, hopefully our lines will be lighting up here shortly. The trivia question is, what is St. Patrick's given birth name? All right. While we're waiting for the phone lines to light up, we are moving into sports. Just a quick segment in sports.
Here comes Holloway with the screen. Oh, he's fouled on the shot, and he's going to shoot three before getting in shooting position.
So, for those of you who don't know, March Madness is here, and that little clip right there was Gus Johnson. Gus is by far my favorite announcer, and come March Madness time, it could be the first quarter of a basketball game or first half, a free throw, and that's how he's calling it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the most exciting. Anyway, I'm excited. I've got my brackets filled out. We didn't have March Madness last year, and
How many brackets do you have, Brian? Just one?
I have one. I don't know the people that do 2, 3, 4, 5 brackets. You have one bracket. That's
one.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
You don't have one for the office, and then one for your guys that you hang out with, and one for your wife. And no,
Who do you turn your bracket into? Who are you playing against?
myself. Okay, typically I do one here in town that usually has about 40 people.
Yeah.
But I didn't get an email this year, so I didn't do it.
What does that tell you?
Yeah. Judy Rush usually wins the daggone thing.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So you made a bracket and hung it up in your office
Yeah, I did.
just to play yourself?
It's just for myself, yeah. And some friends will call me at the last second and go, hey, here's my bracket. And we just kind of friendly between each other. It's fun to keep up with.
Okay.
Yeah. And my winners, I'll let you know, I have Gonzaga and Oklahoma State in the finals, with Gonzaga winning it all.
Gonzaga.
The Zags.
Never heard of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They were kind of a surprise a couple of years ago, weren't they? Or am I thinking about last year?
Jesus.
I'm picking the Harlem Globetrotters go all the
That's
way.
it.
The Zags have been
Is
good.
It's the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
I hope they get a home run.
Jesus. Gonzaga is in Washington, the state of Washington. They are a small school, but they're always good in basketball, dating back to the great John Stockton.
Okay. I've heard of him.
So,
Yep.
anyway.
Hey, Brian.
What?
I'm not quick enough on the button, but hold on.
Oh, we have a caller.
There we go.
Yay.
Hey, welcome to the show.
There we go. Now they're in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, this is Diane Erb.
Hey.
Diane.
Hey.
Are you calling to answer the trivia question?
Yes, but do we have to pronounce it right?
No, because I can't pronounce
Are
it.
you sober?
You get extra points if it's slurred.
Well,
Actually, it's still 4:30.
It's St. Patrick's Day. You should be sitting
If
somewhere
I
drinking
wasn't-
beer. Yeah.
I know. Well, I could probably pronounce it right if I wasn't sober.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's Maywin Suckat.
That is exactly
right?
Wow. Say that
Yep.
again.
Got it right.
You got it.
That is the correct answer. Ding, 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 ding.
Yay.
So, I know you probably don't know where our studios are, but
If you've never been here before.
but when you swing by to do your podcast, what is the name of your podcast?
Talk local to me.
Talk Local to Me. That is your free plug of the day. And when you come by to do Talk Local to Me, and that is aired when?
Tuesday at noon.
Okay. You can pick up your gift certificate, and you can drop off some cash for me for plugging your show.
Yeah.
Yes, Brian will invoice you
There
from Life,
you
Liberty,
go.
Happiness, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And tell William to give us a plug on Facebook.
there you go.
I will do that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Brian, I think I have a sound for her winning.
Okay, good.
It's the motherfucking Digo Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay. Where's the beep button?
Yeah.
I tell
I tell you, I was a little nervous about a joke I'm going to tell later. I'm all good to go
You're
now.
good to go now.
Yeah.
Good.
Censors have gone home. They are not
Yes.
tuned in.
Awesome.
All right, so
Okay.
moving on to what's happening.
Oh man, y'all made me.
What's happening?
I got like 60 clips over here. Hold on. All right, where Brian? What are we doing today? What is it? What segment is this?
What's happening?
What's happening?
There we go.
All right, national news. Houston, we have a problem.
Yes.
Actually, it's not just Houston, but all along the southern border. The White House continues to say this is due to Trump's bad immigration policy.
We are federales, you know, the mountain police.
If you're the police, where are your badges?
Badges. We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges. We are federales.
So you don't need to see your stinking badges to make it into the country.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Record numbers I saw on the news, right?
there's a bad immigration problem. So anyway, your local national news is brought to you by
Steve and Judy Rush. Looking to buy or sell a home or land? Call Judy and Steve Rush. They are lifelong residents of Bedford with knowledge of the local market that is unsurpassed. With over 60 years of combined experience in the local market, they are multiple award-winning winners in their field. They will represent you and all your needs in your real estate transactions. Call Judy at 540-871-3131 or Steve at 540-871-4021 or email Judy at judyrushrealestate.com. They are with Century All Services located at 415 East Main Street.
Thank you. Yeah. So speaking of being on the run, DW, did you know that people are leaving New York and California at an extremely high rate?
I couldn't blame them.
Over 788,000 to be exact.
Wow.
There are 5 states they are fleeing to. Can you name those 5 states? Just if you had to guess, not to look at the answers at the bottom of the page.
I would say anywhere south. That's usually where they go.
So I was actually, I was pretty accurate on 2 of them. I did not know the 3 others. So where people are moving to is Florida, obviously, is number 1.
Yep.
Texas.
Yep.
New Hampshire.
Oh, that's odd.
Tennessee. And Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia?
Oh. Yeah.
Why are they fleeing?
High taxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have a low tax rate.
And Como made a pass at them. They didn't want to do it.
Exactly.
Now, Elon Musk was talking about, he said, if you are a company corporation, you make more money by being in Texas now. So he is, Elon Musk, Tesla, all that stuff, he is all about Texas.
Business is moving down too.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I know all the band members from Godsmack up and moved to Florida because they wanted to get out of Massachusetts for that stuff.
Yeah.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
Everybody's on the run.
Yeah.
So everybody's moving.
Did you watch the Grammys?
No, I didn't watch the Grammys.
Well, you didn't miss nothing. You might as well been better off to sit at home and count your fingers with a hammer. Okay, you know I'm a big rock guy, hard rock, 80s rock, love that stuff. You know, as I proved with my knowledge on the music trivia, I'm going to bring that up again with my secret weapon. But very disappointed in the Grammys that last year we lost one of the biggest rock icons ever for a while, Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen, that's right.
Now, he gets a 15-second clip on the Grammys that he passed away. While later on, they did segments that people had passed away and had people come on and sing their songs and tribute to them. Now, you know, my personal knowledge, the thing would have been to do, because right now, Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang, has the #1 song on the Billboard charts.
Wow.
With a song called Distance. That's awesome. that he wrote for his dad.
So you think they would have had him on to play that?
You would have been better off to have him on there to play that song.
What they have instead?
People like Megan Thee Stallion,
Cardi B.
Yeah, Cardi B.
She did, didn't she? Yeah, it was.
And here's the other part with that too, and I want people to hear me out because I know this will go make some people mad. So hear me out to the end of this. I'm a true believer that everybody likes different things. That's okay. You like Coke, I like Coke, you like Pepsi, stuff like that. So their type of music, singing about WAP, stuff like that.
Right.
It's got a good beat. It's
wet-ass people, yes.
It's vulgar.
Yeah.
Explicit.
It's terrible.
But I'm going to say this so people hear me out. There's a market for that.
Sure.
I'm okay with that. It's not what I choose to listen to, but I don't care if they make it and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's terrible that we as a society have that on primetime TV, people singing and doing that, and we're okay with it. But we take Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head. It's not okay.
I agree. 100%.
So I think she should take Mr. Potato Head and find her WAP and go with it.
Gosh.
So.
Wonderful.
I think it's a new segment. What grinds DW's gears?
Commentary by D.W. Lawhorn.
That's just my opinion, and
I agree
I'm entitled to it.
You absolutely are.
That is true.
Moving on to local news.
Yes.
Beals Brewery, speaking of opinion, they have a new beer out.
Yeah.
Brittany Canterbury.
Right.
Is taproom manager there. They came up with the idea after an incident with a customer who wasn't following the mask policy. They have a new beer called Manager is Bitch. And they have a
right back at you, bitch.
And they have a
and the censors are just not they're not catching it.
My own clip made me laugh. Anyway, no, that and it made. What did you call it? Because I'm not Reddit.
Yeah, it was on the homepage of Reddit, which is huge.
Yeah, Reddit,
huge. Like it's next level that just doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic for them. Gosh, I mean, their merch sales are probably going to go through the roof.
And they also, Bryan, because you made me aware of this, they Bills to prove it wasn't a marketing scheme. They
released the police report.
Released the police report, which you'll see a name that's familiar on there, like my last name. So it was not me that went in there. It just so happens that my son was the police officer that had to handle that call.
That is true. So if you know who the person was,
call into the show.
We'll get them to call in.
Now, we know, I think I know who it was, but anyway, that's beside the point.
Well, that's kind of good for them because his little tantrum or their little tantrum, he or she, put them up there.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think it's great.
That's a good thing.
That could have been the funny story of the day, but the funny story of the day is this. A man allegedly hid from the coronavirus and authorities in the Chicago airport for 3 months. A California man was arrested Saturday and accused of hiding in a restricted area at the Chicago O'Hare International Airport for 3 months. He claimed he was hiding from the coronavirus.
Now that's funny.
So, that is air.
Something very similar to that this week I saw, and I'd have to go back and find the details of it, but there's a guy that wrote a book where he lived in, I think it was Veterans Stadium.
Oh, wow.
In an old concession stand for 7 years. He had an apartment.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because his uncle had like the contract to do all the vending there and stuff. So he just shut down one of the concession stands and he made a little apartment out of it and would party like hell after the games and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I can see it. Like you go to an airport like Orlando.
Yeah.
Like you could just sit there for 4 days and nobody would ever know you were just hovering.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's nuts.
Huh.
So we were trying to bring back. Remember the college connection?
Yeah.
So were we able to pull that up?
Yeah, he is on the line right now.
All right. So this week, our college connection is with Carlos Lorenzo. Carlos is a graduate of Liberty High School and attends Averett University where he is playing football.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Carlos.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Yeah, pretty good. So now, for those who don't know, Carlos and I go way back. Carlos and my stepson were good friends, and he also worked a short period of time for me. Yeah. So
very nice boy.
Yeah, he's a great. So Carlos, tell our audience where you're originally from.
I am originally from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, and I can't roll my R's the way Carlos does, but Carlos came here when he was 7 years old, right? Or seventh grade. How old were you?
Yes, I was 12.
12. Now, if you've ever seen Carlos, he had a full beard when he got here, so I'm pretty sure he's like 38.
Yeah.
But
he's playing Little League.
yeah. So now, Carlos, when you were, just to find out a little bit about you, here's a funny story that I bet people will find hilarious. So, like I said, Carlos and Logan were good friends. Carlos got an A in English, but a B in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
Logan got a in Spanish and a B in English.
Wow.
So that did happen. Did it not, Carlos?
Yeah, it did. It was actually, I actually got a C in Spanish.
Come on. It speaks fluent Spanish. This is crazy. So anyway, but Carlos, tell me, so your senior season, you had some injuries throughout your whole high school career, and then but Averett saw some potential in you. Was there any other schools out there, or did you pretty much kind of hone in on Averett?
Well, there was Ferrum that I talked to for a while. Bridgewater also talked to me, and actually Methodist from North Carolina down here that we play against now talked to me as well. But I was pretty much set on Averett from the jump, just because I knew people here. I've heard of Averett for a while, and things of that sort. So I was pretty much set on Averett.
Okay, good. Now, since you've been there, how have you enjoyed? I know you guys are playing football right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you enjoyed your time so far at Averett?
Yeah, I have. Even though we have a lot of COVID restrictions when it comes to classes and even sports or doing anything in general, I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. They still have, they try to have like extracurricular activities like in the school with, the policies that are going on still. But and then football season, we actually got to have a season this spring. We were supposed to have a game this week, but the other team had COVID issues, so we won't be having a game this weekend. But yeah, it's been fun.
Good. Have you been able to get on the field, or are you at least dressing out, right?
Yeah, I'm dressing out right now. I actually got to get into special teams on our first game.
Sweet.
But that's about it for right now.
What's the biggest adjustment from high school to college as far as athletics?
Just like realizing that in college, like this is like a job. Like you wake up early in the mornings, you get in there, you get meetings, you got workouts, you got conditioning, you got practice in the afternoon, and between that you have classes. You go to sleep, you do it all over again the next day. It's nonstop. In high school, we have, sometimes we practice 3 times a week. Sometimes we have certain days off where we kind of just chill and watch some film or whatever. But here's everyday grind nonstop. Yeah.
We're talking with Carlos Lorenzen, a graduate of Liberty High School, who's now at Averett on Life, Liberty, Happiness. I'll finish up, Carlos, and we'll keep in touch with you as your journey. We're kind of keeping connected with our college students. Is there a joint in Danville that you have scoped out that our listeners may not know about that you think is a kind of a hot place to go eat or something like that?
Well, here, at least here for like the students and stuff, we go a lot to Buffalo Wild Wings, Kickback Jacks.
Kickback Jacks, yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think there's a Kickback Jacks around close to where we at and down in Bedford, but they also just opened a place called Red Crab about a month ago. It's a seafood place. It's amazing. It's been blasting for like this past month, and that's the place now to go.
Oh, wonderful. So
how would Carlos, it's DW here. So I know when I'd see you down here when Bryan was slaving you and Logan to death working here at the landscape place. So how was it working for Bryan? down there for here?
It was fun. It was fun. I mean, I never.
And you don't have to be nice.
You know, all the other jobs that I had. What?
You don't have to be nice because he's listening.
Oh no, I'm serious. It was fun. I mean, like I was saying, I've never worked with like friends or almost family, to be honest, and it was fun. Sometimes me and Logan both got upset because we had to do jobs that I guess sometimes didn't want to do or wake up earlier than normal and things like that. But I mean, it was cool.
That's good. When are you going to take a trip to Louisiana with us?
Whenever I'm free. I'm finished the season in about 3 weeks. After that, I can do what I want.
I hear you. All right, bud. Well, we'll catch up with you later on. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye. All right. That was our college connection with Carlos Lorenzen, graduate from Liberty High School. And from time to time, we'll have that segment when I can catch up with college students. I think trying to reach out to one at the University of Tennessee, but he's difficult to get in touch with. He's got a busy schedule, but we'll continue that. So, again, if you're a parent listening and your kid went to a Bedford County school, and you want us to highlight your kid, certainly get in touch with the show. You can contact us at...
You can contact us on Facebook, Life, Liberty, Happiness Podcast, or you can shoot us an email at lifelibertyhappinesspodcast@gmail.com, or, an even easier way, is visit the website, lifeliberty.us. We have all of our past episodes there, contact information, everything is right there.
All right. Now, on to our guest for today. Our guest is Chris Watts. Chris Watts is the coach out at Liberty High School. He is the football coach, and they will be playing EC Glass this weekend. So I had a chance to catch up with him earlier today. Your guest segment is brought to you by State Farm. Hey, DW. Hey, have you ever wondered if you were a transformer?
Wow.
Would you need car insurance or life insurance?
Wow. That's a good one.
It's a tough question, huh? Well, like a good neighbor, David Hallnaker is there. David has over 30 years of experience in the business. He is your local State Farm dealer. He can answer those tough questions. He is my insurance agent because when I call 540-586-8194, they answer all of my needs.
Yeah.
Auto, home, life, whatever your needs are, call David at 540-586-8194. Or if you just want to stop by the office, they're located beside Walmart on 460. When they ask you, how did you hear about us? You say, my name is Optimus Prime, and I want auto and life insurance.
My name is Optimus Prime.
There you go.
We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
There you go.
That's such an awesome movie.
And he's got you covered.
That's right. He sure does.
Yeah.
Thank you, David, and
Yes,
State Farm. All right, you're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness. We're on the phone with our guest this week, Coach Chris Watts. He is the head coach of the Liberty Minutemen. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so for those people who may not know you, one, they must live under a rock, but the other is, maybe they're new to the area or they just want to get to know you. So can you tell us kind of a little bit where you're originally from and your journey of how you ended up to Bedford?
I'm originally from Huntington, West Virginia, and I played a couple years of football at Marshall University. And before I graduated, they were having a recruitment consortium for teachers at Marshall, and I still had my student teaching to do and a couple classes to take. But the lady that was in charge said, you ought to dress up and just go to some interviews of people that have openings, just to get an idea what it's like. And I said, that's a good idea. And so I did it. And a couple of days later, I got a phone call from Bedford County saying I was hired. And I was like, yeah, there's a problem. I haven't graduated yet. So they worked it out where I came down here, coached football for a season, and went back at Christmas break, finished my student teaching, and then the agreement was that they would pay my tuition for the spring semester at Marshall if I agreed to come back for 1 year, which I did. And 34 years later, here I am.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. So when you first started teaching at Liberty, you were coaching football as well. Who was the coach when you first started?
The first coach I worked under was Joe Fraley. He played football at Virginia Tech and was a really young guy. Had been an assistant at Patrick Henry, and they hired him. And when they hired him, one of the assistants who felt like he should have the job and probably should have left the school system. And that's how the opening came for me to begin with. So every time I see that guy, I always tell him he's the whole reason I ended up in Virginia. He's a super guy. So Joe Fraley was the first head coach. And then Ricky Falls followed him. And then Mike Sharnes.
You know, it's funny. People don't know this probably, but Liberty's had a pretty good run of coaches. You've got starting way back with Jim Grove, right?
Yeah, well, you start back with, may you rest in peace, Zach Black, who just passed away.
Yeah,
is one of the first coaches when Liberty High School opened out here. Great man, great coach. But yeah, start with Jim Grove, and then go all the way up. I worked with right before I took the head coaching job here. I worked with Scott Abel, who's been real successful at Washington Lee University and is at Davidson now. They're real successful. But you're right. These guys, and Jim, Coach Grove came back. We had a little reunion a few years ago, and he came back and was our keynote speaker. And I'd gotten to meet him. He's a former Marshall guy as well. I'd actually gone to camp when I was in high school, and he was one of the assistant coaches there at Marshall. So I sort of knew him from back then. But it's a pretty good line of guys that have gone on to do some great things.
Now, a lot of coaches kind of get a reputation for certain style offenses, spread, things like that. Would you say yours would be the stacked eye?
Yeah, and until the last couple of years, that's kind of been our identity. We've struggled a little bit with it here in the last couple of years. The offense hasn't changed. The personnel has changed. And that's in honesty, when I became the head coach, I wanted to pick a system that we wouldn't have to change year in and year out based on the kind of players you had in the program. Because coaching under all those guys, starting with Joe and then with Ricky and then Mike Sharnes and then Scott Abel, like we were kind of every year looking, hey, what can we do with the players we're going to have? And we're changing back and forth, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I wanted to find something that we could be consistent with. And for the first, 16, 17 years, the stack eye run, it's a triple option type of deal. No matter what the personnel is, you should be able to get first downs. And because, Liberty High School is not one of those schools that you're just going to continue to have runs of athletes. And we had a stretch of 7 years there where we won 10 or more games. And I attribute that a lot to the offensive style, because if we run it well, it's hard to stop. When you don't, like any other offense, it's not great. And we've just struggled to get linemen the last couple of years. And because of that, we kind of try to branch out a little bit here and there, and not with the kind of success I would like to have.
No, I agree with you. I'll tell you, when I first got into coaching, I think the thing that I was that I didn't know that kind of fascinated me was when we would go to coaching clinics is the ability that coaches have to kind of pass on and teach the game. It's almost like a fraternity. And so I'm kind of curious, where did you pick up the triple option? I mean, who was kind of your mentor in helping you shape what you do? And now you're kind of the expert. I mean, I've been with you when people were talking to you about it, breaking it down. So where did you kind of start to form, your style of offense?
Well, right before I was actually coached in Ohio for 3 years. So when Mike Sharnes left here in the like 96-ish, somewhere in that vicinity. He went to Rustburg, and I went to Ohio. So I was gone for 3 years and came back, and Scott Abel was the head coach then. We had actually gone to talk to Kurt Newsom, who was coaching at maybe Kickitan at the time, about running some split back veer option. And that's what Mike was looking at doing. So I sat down and listened to the option principles, the things that they were doing, and kind of liked a little bit of it. And then when I was in Ohio, we didn't really mess with it. But there was a guy that I met while I was coaching wrestling in Ohio that coached in Kentucky. And what, for me as a head coach, I was looking for, even when I coached wrestling, I was always looking for different philosophies that stood the test of time. And this guy had been the head coach of this high school for over 10 years and hadn't had a losing record. So to me, I was thinking in my mind, like, if I become a head coach at a different place, I want to sit down and talk with him. I knew what kind of offense he ran, and I pretty much knew how it functioned, applying the principles that we learned about the split back veer to what he was doing. And he was doing actually in a wishbone, not in a stack eye. So when I got the head coaching job here, I called him up and said, hey, may have spring ball in Kentucky. I said, hey, I just want to kind of pick your brain. He said, well, why don't you just come up here to our spring practice and, we'll sit down, we'll watch the film. And so I went up there by myself and set a camera up in the bleachers, and then went down on the field and kind of got in on the nuts and bolts and watched a lot of film with him and talked pretty extensively about what they were doing. And so when I came here, got the head job, we implemented it, but I was trying to do it in kind of an offset eye rather than a wishbone. And after the first game or two, it just wasn't working the way I wanted it to. So I came into one of our Sunday meetings and I was like, let's try to do this out of a stack eye, out of a Maryland eye, and see what happens. And for that year, we ended up going on to win the state championship because people just really, really struggled with how to stop it. And usually the adjustments they would make at halftime would make it easier to run in the second half.
Yeah.
And so, this guy still runs it. They just won the state championship last year in the state of Kentucky. And he's at a big school. It's a really big school, and he's known for getting a good number of transfers as well each year. So he stocks his coffers a little better than I do. But the concepts are still the same. And I've been back up there one time, but we started doing it kind of in a different brand. Like when I showed him our film, we were doing things that he'd never thought about doing, and then he would do things that I hadn't thought about doing. We kind of shared ideas there for a couple of years, and then he's been able to stick with it for going on 30 years now, probably.
Yeah. I'll tell you something funny that you probably don't know is one of your former student athletes I was talking with one day at practice when he was there, and he just wasn't his cheerful self like he usually was every day. And I said to him, what's going on? And he said, oh man, my dad just won't stop. He just keeps saying our offense is so predictable, and he could call every play, and he doesn't understand why we don't switch things up. And he said, I finally just had enough. And I said, Dad, it's a triple option. The coach doesn't even know what play is going to be ran. He said, it literally has three options on every play. So it can't be but so predictable.
Yeah. And to be honest, people hate our offense. And
right.
They have, and that's what I try to explain to this guy in Kentucky, after let's just say the fifth year that we've been running it. And we're winning, 10, 11 games a year. People still hate it because it might be 3rd and 8 and the ball gets handed off to the fullback for a 1-yard gain. Mm-hmm. And there are people in the stands, and I get it. Like, you're an idiot. Why you run up in the middle, 3rd and 8? But you have to be willing to hand over 90% of your offensive play call into a high school kid who might be a 10th grader.
Right.
That they're not always going to make the right decision, but if they learn the system in the years that we've been really good, the defense have no idea where the ball is, and they're still going to make mistakes. But we're going to be able to move the football. And I just haven't been able to get necessarily a full buy-in to the whole concept. And I get it too, as a lay person sitting in the stands, and you see that, it's going to be frustrating because it does look the same, and it is the same in some ways, but it should be effective. And short of having a community-wide coaches clinic, and I have offered to do that. One year I did because I had a lot of people that were in that same opinion. I was like, I'll be glad to sit down and talk with anybody and watch film together and set a time up in the library at 6 o'clock in the evening on a weekday, and nobody showed up. So, it is what it is. But ultimately, the goal is to win ball games and do what's best for us to be able to do that. If you spread it out and throw it all over the place, that's what people want to see. But to do that successfully, you got to have a really good defense, because there's going to be times you get 3 and out and run 20 seconds off the clock. Right. But two, you have to have the people. You have to have guys up front that can block long enough to throw it. You got to have guys that can run the routes and catch, and you got to be able to throw it to them on time. And we've had some kids come through as quarterbacks that could have done that, and we could have spread it out and done more. But then the next year we'd have been flipping right back around to running stack eye again, and we still won games and won championships with those kids running what we're doing, and they like that. That's the thing, when we were winning all the time, the kids, they knew, whether the parents did or not, they knew and understood, and that's all that really mattered.
No, I agree with you. I just remember a couple of years ago when we made that playoff run there. At the end, we had actually lost to Rustburg last game of the year. It was kind of, we kind of had a little meeting and was trying to figure out how to steer that thing in the right direction. And, we made a few adjustments here or there. And I remember talking to Logan after the Spotswood game, I guess it was, after we had upset them. And I said, hey, he's wide receiver. You're going to see less plays there when we're running our triple there. And he said, I don't care. As long as we're winning, I don't care. And I think, that winning breeds a lot of parents are excited. Then all of a sudden it's a wonderful style offense when it works. And it is. It feels great to run that offense when it's working.
Yeah, and that's true for any style. Coach Christmas came in there a few years back with the Wishbone JF and had a good run there for a year or two, running that style of offense. And you'd have thought that he'd invented something new that nobody's seen, and they were all excited about it. And then they graduate a bunch of kids and they start not winning, and people are like, why you keep running Wishbone? Now, Wishbone's old-fashioned offense. You can't be running that in this day and age.
That's exactly right.
He moves on to Amherst. So it is what it is, and that's why I learned early on. It bothered me a little bit. It bothered me a little bit at first, and then I realized, I can't listen to what people are saying, because if you do and you try to call your plays based on that, not based on what's there, then everybody's going to struggle. And like I said, most people, if they have success, they tend to move on somewhere else, so it's fresh and new somewhere else, as opposed to trying to continue to run the same thing for 20 years. And I think a lot of it has to do with that as well. You get pretty much everybody that I started coaching with, as even when I was a head coach, has moved on 2 or 3 different places at least. They hit that point where they feel like, it's time to restart the same engine somewhere else, and where it's exciting and new. And so I think that's been a little bit of a struggle, is trying to keep it exciting and keep kids invested in it, for a long period of time.
Well, I agree. You're listening to Life, Liberty, Happiness. We're talking with Coach Chris Watts, the head coach at Liberty High School here in Bedford. And Coach, you have a game this Friday against EC Glass. Kind of give us a preview of what we're looking at there.
Well, they've been shut down for the past couple of weeks because of COVID exposure. I don't think they ever had any positive cases. So this will be their first game since the first game of the season. So I'm sure they're going to be anxious to get back on the field. They are, kind of polar opposites. I think they only ran the ball 10 times in their first game against JF, and it was pouring sleet and rain. So they want to throw it, and Coach Woody does a good job over there with those guys, and always has. I'm sure they'll be ready to go.
All right, let me finish with the question we always ask our guests. If you could choose a person, past or present, to spend 24 hours with, who would it be and where would you go?
Well, who would it be? The easy answer would be to say like Jesus, because you want to sit down and
right,
definitely have an opportunity. So that's an answer I guess you throw off the table. But I tell you somebody I'm a history major as well. Somebody I've been intrigued with before was Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah,
Teddy Roosevelt was just kind of a man's man, a guy's guy,
mm-hmm.
and he overcame stuff you try to teach to your kids and kids play for you. Like he had real bad asthma and all these other ailments when he was a kid and allergies and all that stuff. But rather than sitting in his house all day because of that, his dad made him go out and do stuff. And you couldn't do that in this day and age. You get called by social services or something. But he just grew up to be one of those tough guys. Loved all sports, loved hunting, loved doing all those kind of things. And when he was the president, he kind of met all of his challenges with that same mentality, which I feel like, not to get on a whole new different tangent, we could use a little more of that in this day and age. So yeah, I think we had that conversation maybe in the Capitol building or at the White House.
Yeah,
let people see and hear. Get a CNN out there and let them watch and ask him some questions relative to what's going on in our modern society, and just see what his answers might be, because it would be pretty interesting for sure.
You just reminded me of something. I do remember this. I'm pretty sure it was Teddy that was shot during a speech and continued his speech.
Correct. It kept on going.
I would say that is a man's man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, you told people, well, a lot of them probably would know that he was a president and getting confused with Franklin Roosevelt.
Right.
Maybe. Again, wouldn't know it all, but if you told some people about him and then got them to where they thought, hey, this guy's a cool guy, we need to listen to him, and then ask him the questions and listen to his answers, I don't think it'd be very politically correct right now, and it'd probably be they'd probably censor it really quick. Yeah. It would go. It wouldn't be on CNN for long. And that's the thing about it. I like, just growing up. I like the older generation of Americans that are just about gone now. Yeah. Just a different breed of people. Mm-hmm. Just a different approach to life, and we could use a lot of that right now. And unfortunately, they have all but disappeared, and so have their values, and so have their ideas. I feel bad for the people who weren't able to, be connected to that generation.
Right. Well, Coach
Roosevelt,
yeah, that was Coach Watts.
Good interview there.
Yeah. It was a good long interview. No, I mean he's an interesting character. So believe it or not, he's funnier than you think he is. He's got a sense of humor.
That's good. Everybody needs a sense of humor.
That's right.
That's what we're lacking today.
Oh, that's true.
Sense of humor.
I agree.
Where did it go?
But you get it when you come to this show.
Yeah, that's it.
So we do appreciate Coach Watts for coming on and talking with us. So before we get to our Nobody Knows segment, I wanted to give out some information that I keep forgetting to announce.
Let's do it.
So this is a big announcement, like one of those big announcements that sometimes would get you a drum roll. There you go. Our show is so popular, we're going to be moving the time to 5 o'clock start time. Okay.
Per request of some people.
Yes, they're wanting to get in their car on the
Listen
ride
on the way
home, put it on their phone, however how that all works.
Bluetooth.
There we go. I can't remember.
Yeah, they download the Grove Street FM app.
Correct.
For their smartphone.
Yeah. Yep. And then what's funny, Woody, is I downloaded the Google podcast app.
Yeah.
On my mom's phone so that it would automatically come up and says, how do you get this stupid thing to keep from coming up? I'm like, no, it comes up so you listen to the show. Well, I don't have time sometimes. Really?
What?
You're retired? You got nothing else to do?
For this show?
No time for Fluffy.
Come on.
Wow, Mom.
I mean,
I'm not loved. I'm just not loved. So, anyway, Nobody Knows is sponsored by C&S Business Services. It's your place to get all your business problems solved. Ask for Susan and Charlene. They can do your payroll, taxes, you name it, they can handle it. You know, when this COVID thing first happened in PPP, remember the PPP loans?
PPP.
I called Charlene and I said, hey, where do I even go to start that process? You know what she said?
Got you covered.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I never did anything.
Wow.
Yes. So she took care of it all. 2 weeks later, I received my PPP loan.
That's awesome.
Yep. She's terrific. So it just takes one phone call. Your time is valuable. Don't spend it on things you don't know nothing about. Yeah, like nobody knows. Trust me. So call them today and let them handle it. They're real professionals. Call them at 540-586-1120.
Awesome. Thank you. So with today being St. Patrick's Day, and as I turned around and looked in the chair here, my wife looks like a leprechaun.
She has a green, not because she's short, but because she has a green shirt.
That too.
Yeah, he said that too.
Green shirt and her feet's not hitting the ground in the chair.
Guess who's
Did you know that leprechauns are loosely based on Celtic fairies?
Oh, Celtic. Or
Celtic.
True. Is it Celtic or Celtic?
Well, I said Celtic, but I'll go with Celtic.
No, I mean Celtics is what basketball team. Nobody's ever called them the Celtics.
I got you right here.
But I think it's Celtic.
Yeah.
Overseas.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know the answer to that?
There's two ways to pronounce it. Apparently, there are two ways.
We just did it.
So there you go. So it's that way and the other. Both are right.
I didn't mean to
Tomato.
That's right.
Yes, that's right.
Well, the red hair, green cloth leprechaun, commonly associated with St. Patrick's Day. The original Irish name for these figures of folklore are Lobertins, meaning small body fellows. Belief in leprechauns likely stemmed from the Celtic belief in fairies, tiny men and women who could use their magical powers to serve good or evil. In Celtic folk tales, leprechauns were cranky old souls responsible for mending the shoes of other fairies. Huh, interesting.
Yeah, me there.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah. 4-leaf clover. You think about that St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah.
Legend says that each leaf of the clover has a meaning. Hope, faith, love, and luck. So that's pretty cool when you find one of those. This is going to be a shocker right here. Beer is the most consumed beverage on St. Patrick's Day.
Sorry, I was texting my wife what I wanted for dinner. I texted earlier, just to interrupt you quickly. I said dinner ? And she texted back, yeah, what are you making?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
There you go. There are 34.7 million U.S. residents, with myself being one of them, that have Irish ancestry. Mm-hmm. That number is more than 7 times the population of Ireland itself.
Man, darn.
Yeah.
Man.
They're busy little
I
people.
like that. It's an interesting country. I really do.
It is.
I have Irish.
Yeah, I got a little bit in me. Yeah. The real St. Patrick, we touched on this earlier. The real St. Patrick was born in Britain. At age 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders and sold as a slave to a Celtic priest in Northern Ireland. After toiling there for 6 years as a shepherd, he escaped back to Britain and then eventually returned to Ireland in the year 432 doing Christian ministry.
What? Say that again?
Christian missionary.
Okay.
You can go back and laugh at that later.
Yeah.
And although he wasn't Irish himself, he was, born to other people, but he came there to come back as a Christian missionary. New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade is the world's largest parade and oldest since 1762. In 2020, the parade was canceled for the first time due to COVID. Here's another one. Originally, St. Patrick's did not wear green. His color was blue.
Ooh. Now, let's not go changing that.
No,
there we go.
But the color green became associated with St. Patrick's Day after it was linked to the Irish independence movement in the 18th century. And then they, had the clover and all that stuff like that.
Man, we could have had blue today.
St. Patrick would often use the shamrock, which is a three-leaf clover, as a metaphor for the Holy Trinity when he was first introducing his Christianity to Ireland. St. Patrick is credited for driving snakes out of Ireland.
I have heard that before.
Yeah. No, there's no snakes in Ireland.
None?
Not supposed to be.
Man.
And
that's why I would like
I'm moving to Ireland then.
Yeah, I'm not a snake.
So obviously, because I had one in my garage a couple weeks ago, so obviously I need to get him out to the house.
Call him up.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And being St. Patrick's Day and it's a fun time, people drinking beer, I thought I'd tell a few Irish St. Patrick jokes. Is that okay with y'all?
Yeah, I'm curious though. Do you think Barbara Streisand? Can you say her name?
Barbara Streisand.
Really?
I'm sorry. That was the one that I told you.
I told DW earlier, I said, there's a word that you get hung up on that you cannot pronounce. And I just...
Did your wife just text you that answer?
Yes.
Thanks, Ashley.
Barbara Streisand.
No high-fiving for you.
All right, I'm sorry. Let's go with the joke.
Woody, get your beep ready.
Oh,
Barbara.
God. Okay, here we go. I'm ready.
And just this first one here, Barbara Streisand told it to me. I'm glad y'all like that. Okay. An Irishman goes into a bar and orders 3 shots of whiskey. The bartender says, "Wouldn't it be better if I just put all 3 shots in a glass?" He says,
Too soon.
He says, "No. Me have 2 brothers back at home, so every time I come into the pub, I order a shot for both of them." The following week, he comes back in, orders 2 shots of whiskey. The bartender says, "Did something happen to one of your brothers?" He's like, "Oh, no, I just decided to quit drinking." Dr. Mahoney tells his patient, "I have bad news and worse news." He says, "Oh, dear." He said, "What's the bad news?" "You only have 24 hours to live." "Oh, no, that's terrible. How can any news be possibly worse? I've been trying to get a hold of you since yesterday." And so to dig on myself a little bit here, here's a good one. 2 Irishmen are working
He sounds like a constipated leprechaun, for God's sake.
So good, though. That's such a good joke.
You know why a leprechaun laughs every time he runs through a field, don't you?
Why?
The grass is tickling his... Yeah. Okay. 2 Irishmen are working in the public works department.
No. That in and of itself.
Let me get the beaver ready.
One would dig... Now, this one ain't bad.
Okay.
One would dig a hole, and the other one would follow behind him and fill in the hole. After a while, the guy looks outside and says, "Why the hell do you dig a hole and only have your partner follow behind you and fill it up again?" The guy digging the hole wiped his brow, held up his shovel, and said, "Well, I suppose it probably looks odd, because we're normally a 3-person crew, but today the guy that plants trees called in sick."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
This is my favorite.
A sobbing Mrs. McGillicuddy approaches Friar O'Grady at the confessional. He says, "So, Mrs. McGillicuddy, what's bothering you?" She replies, "Oh, Father, I have terrible news. My husband passed away last night." "Oh, Mary, that's terrible. Did he have any last requests?" "Certainly, Father. Please, Mary, put that damn gun down."
Oh, my gosh. I love these jokes.
Why did the leprechaun go outside? To sit on his patio.
Patio.
What do you call an Irish spider?
I found the cricket one. Okay, go ahead.
What do you call an Irish spider?
What?
Patty Longlegs.
Patty Longlegs. Hey, have you ever seen the show Mrs. Brown's?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that is one of my.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Mrs. Brown's sons or boys or something like that.
You can't talk about that on the radio.
The best one is when they do the waxing. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the glue, the spray
glue.
Yeah, the glue is pretty good.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The waxing's pretty good.
Woody, do you not know what we're talking about?
No, I think I'm trying to look it up right now.
Woody, it is one of the
Mrs. Brown's boys or something.
Boys, that's right. I think so.
We'll look it up.
Oh my gosh! I see the titles of the videos. Yeah, I'm not going to play that.
No. I'm telling you, it is the funniest show you will ever watch in your lifetime.
Yeah, y'all need to go look that up.
Oh, that's.
An Irish guy gets off the plane. He goes through customs. The guy says, "You got anything you want to declare?" It's a nice day. Okay, last one.
Oh boy.
2 Irishmen sitting in a bar. Okay.
I'm ready for it.
Mick and Sean. Mick says, "You know, I've had me every woman in this town. All except, of course, me mother and me sister." Mick says, "Well, Sean, between me and you, we've got them covered."
Oh,
that's a good old
yes.
We'll be here all week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Woody, if you do get a chance, you need to watch that show. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've got the
it
links
had
right
me
here.
in stitches watching
Hilarious.
it.
Agnes.
If you don't laugh at that, something is really wrong with you.
Oh, the newest. Have you seen the new ones? Like I watched one the other day where she has all of her cupboards full of toilet paper for the coronavirus.
I hadn't seen that.
Agnes comes in. That's the neighbor,
Yeah,
right?
that's the neighbor, yeah.
She sits down and she says, "Agnes, what's the matter?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm running low on toilet paper. I don't know what I'm going to do. Do you have any to spare?" And she said, "No, I don't. Can I get you a cup of tea?" And she's like, "Yeah." She opens up the cabinet. There's a whole thing of toilet paper. She opens up the cupboard to get the tea out. There's a whole thing of toilet paper. She had it in everything you can think of. And she's sitting there telling Agnes no.
Yeah.
It's I'm telling you, it is a great show.
Yeah, and if you're easily offended, don't watch it.
Don't watch it. No, they are very, but it's great. I mean, it's great writing.
It's BBC, right? Is that what I'm saying? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you're
okay,
right.
great.
Yep.
Anyway, our business highlight. He's right on the money.
He's it, man.
So our business highlight is Southern States Bedford Cooperative, located at 1053 Independence Boulevard. So Southern State's got just about everything you want.
Everything.
They do.
Everything.
Including my money.
Yeah.
Your what?
My money.
Your money.
Yes.
So
They're a good
appreciate
place to
everybody.
go.
Good show.
Yes.
Next week, we have the commissioner of the ODAC, Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Yes. Brad Bankston will be on next week. It's interesting. He is a Forest fellow. His office is actually in Forest. So we'll talk.
We'll ask him if he ever heard of Barbara Streisand.
Yeah. He's a unique fellow. Can't wait to talk to him. We'll learn a little bit about Division III athletics.
Yeah.
At a high level around here. So we're excited about Brad. Week after that, we have
Johnny Johnson, producer and writer of the remake of Plan 9 movie.
Yes. I'm so excited about that.
That was filmed here. Most of it filmed here in Bedford.
Yeah. Well, and DW, you are a producer on that.
I
film,
was,
right?
yeah.
There we go. He's got a credit.
Yeah, got a credit in there.
So if you haven't bought your book yet, you can still go to Amazon and purchase your book.
It just became available. I know this is crazy, but it just became available in Japan this week.
Oh, wow. Look at there.
So that's pretty cool.
I still get to get you to autograph mine. They're sitting at home.
You're making fun of me how I talk to me. You want me to sign your book? I'm going to sign it. Barbara Wawa.
Barbara's twice in.
Barbara's twice in.
Anyway, have a good week.
Yes.
And we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
See ya.